everybody. Gotta move you for a second. I think I need to get a new jacket. Where's my hand? This thing would not let me sleep. I was going to do this review or film it tomorrow, but you want to know what? I might as well do it tonight. You want to know what? It's not even a review. It's the third FanFic Critic Fuck Up list. Yep. I knew this was going to come, but I didn't know it was going to bother me so much. But I think this list is the biggest one. It's the biggest one. So, I have to do it. So sit back and enjoy the ride. Let's take a look at the first fuck up on this list. Probably notice, like, right after I throw the pen, after I say what the hell, I kind of jump a little. That's because that scene was actually extended. In the original episode, after I threw the pen and after it collided and after I said what the hell, I quickly turn. It's pretty sad when you have a fuck up in an episode that's about fuck ups. That's right, episode 30 was the second FanFic Critic fuck up episode, and it had a major fuck up in it. The subtitles did not match up where they were supposed to be. You can imagine how angry I was when I discovered that after I had the file published and on the internet. It's like, oh great. I don't think anyone noticed that though, which is kind of funny. You guys should have noticed that, unless you guys thought I did that on purpose, but no, I didn't. That was all accident. A very annoying accident. So, let's move on to the next fuck up, which shows up a couple episodes later. Huh. And I need to shave. What? This was more of a stupid thing. I mean, the whole thing with me shaving with a razor, that was just so stupid and not a very good idea, seeing that razor can be very dangerous, as poor Susan has learned. Thankfully, she doesn't remember that incident, and I hope to keep it that way, so you guys better keep your mouths shut. Let's move on to the next fuck up, shall we? Well, I'm the FanFic Critic. I read it, you listen. Yeah, the ending was kinda abrupt. That's why I put it in the list. Honestly, I couldn't think of anything to do. Usually if I don't think of anything to say, I just leave the room, but I didn't even leave the room, I just ended it. Yeah, pretty random. It was a fuck up. I mean, I try to end the episode always by saying something, or at least leaving the room, and I didn't even do that, and I just ended it. That was the first. So let's move on to the next fuck up, which shows up in episode 34. Well, I'm the FanFic Critic. I read it, you listen, and I'm gonna play Pokemon Gold. Where's my pen? For those who do not know, the game system, which is called a DS, has this little thing called a stylus that you use on the touchscreen. It's usually in a hidden compartment on the side of the system. Well, the thing is, mine wasn't in there. That's why the episode ended with, "Where's my pen?" and then it ended. Yeah, it was supposed to just end with me playing with the DS, but then the whole, "Where's my pen?" and then... And don't worry, I did manage to find the stylus. It's not even called a pen, it's called a stylus. Who cares? Same thing. Let's take a look at the next fuck up.
Or generally, generally, Chip, said Chip, pulling himself back on the stool. Zipper, and you know what I would say? Gadget replied, huh? You dated Monty? Asked Chip. Well, that was that Zanzibar incident he says about sometimes. Dad found out I was dating him and quarreled with him. Gadget said, I can't believe this. This is how they spell save. S-A-Y-E-D. That's not how you spell it!
At the time, I thought it'd be hilarious to have myself speak in a chipmunk voice. And you know, when I showed it to Morgan, he thought it was hilarious. But when I read some comments that I got for that episode, some people were like, oh, I couldn't understand what you were saying. And I think it made people laugh, but it probably annoyed them at the same time because, you know, they couldn't understand what was going on in the story. Which people? Some of you should be glad that you didn't know what was going on in the story. It was really that bad. Be glad you couldn't understand me in chipmunk voice. But if I ever do that again, perhaps I'll make sure that I speak more slowly so I don't... because it's hard to hear. So, let's move on to the next fuck up. I know this was really Susan cracking up and not really me, but still, I mean, that was an episode of FanFic Critic. I guess she was laughing because of... She must have had the camera on the screen when she was filming. Like, I can see myself right now as it's filming, and it must have been the same deal with her, so she must have probably just saw the coat flying off and thought it was hilarious for some reason. I don't know, but it was kind of funny because you don't normally see her crack up like that. So let's take a look at the next fuck up, which is in the same episode, and it also involves Susan.
The next time you see me, you'll be under better circumstances. Now, I need to figure out how to turn this thing off.
What the bloody hell is that? Yeah, I don't know how she activated those things. But the thing is, this webcam system, well, it has this little nifty thing. You go to the little triangle on the right, and you click on functions, and you scroll down to effects. It brings up all these things you can do. So let's click on one. Yeah, stuff like that. It can be very random, especially when they show up. But if you click on them, it's just weird, you know. But the thing is, she must have been clicking like a lot of buttons, and that's why, you know, they kept on showing up at random spots. And you know how Susan is. Some of these things are weird, though. I mean, who would really use stuff like this in their videos, huh? I mean, I'm only using them in mine to show you guys what exactly they do. Some of them are just the weirdest things you've ever seen. And she also came across the frames, which you get flowers, more flowers, leaves, more flowers, a picture frame, and that's pretty much all you get.